What is up, everybody? Welcome again to another Hot Streak video. Today we're going to be playing some Jaina on Tome of the Spider Queen. Now Jaina is obviously a hero that functions very well as kind of a CC orientated damage dealing hero. She's got a lot of power in her kit for burst damage, even though her cooldowns are relatively high. A bit unlike Kael'Thas, who, while very similar, provides a bit more sustained damage, Jaina provides a little more consistent CC to kind of offset that difference in power between the two of them. With the backline of Jesus, I've just seen our team. We've got a lot of range damage, and that's fine, that's great. We're probably going to struggle with no tank or healer against a team with a tank and a healer, but hopefully we aren't immediately destroyed, and my phone's going crazy. Sorry about that. But yeah, I guess in a team like this, we are just going to make sure to try and focus on dealing as much safe, sustained damage as we can. I don't even know. We're just going to have to play this game by ear. We are going to be looking to obviously prioritize getting rid of the Kael'Thas and the Nazebo, but that opportunity will present itself as opposed to us orchestrating such an opportunity. If the Lyric and the Diablo fail in their role of protecting the backline, then we may be able to position in a way that is aggressive, even though Jaina ultimately wants to position a bit more defensively. We will be able to position offensively to be able to get into both the Nazebo and the Kael'Thas, but I consider that situation relatively unlikely to come up. Now, in the interest of doing all the safe, sustained damage that we've been talking about, we're going to take a level 1, we're going to do Lingering Chill. Deep Chill got nerfed recently from 35% to 25 to 30%. That's... For a small numerical nerf, that's fairly significant, particularly considering like giving up a whole talent for 5% slow. The other option that I would recommend would be Conjurer's Pursuit, particularly if you're not interested in taking Arcane Intellect at level 4 and would rather take Snowstorm. However, we are going to be taking Arcane Intellect. Just going to readjust my chair because it's getting a bit uncomfortable. Now, on this map, we are just going to aim to shove as hard as we can and get that roam on. Hopefully get a little bit of damage on Lily at the same time. We do get a fairly nice little offset there. Now that's an interesting sort of place on the Kael'Thas. To burn all his abilities like that was pretty risky from him because it left him with obviously no cooldowns to use in the time that he was alive. And as a result, fairly susceptible to my damage. We are going to try and get a little kill on this Lyric here, and we should be able to pick it up, and we do. So it's a really solid first blood. However, I see that nobody is soaking mid, so I want to head back right there straight away. I am going to just pump out some nice damage, get a little bit here. We do get a nice kill on the Diablo as well, and trying to give me a little heal, which is great. No current gank potential available, although it did look like there was a fight that was going to break out, but apparently not. Gonna send out a Frostbolt, just chunk Kael a little bit, because we're not struggling too much with the old mana. Now we're going to rotate back top, because our wave's pushed, and we're going to try and get on this Lily as best we can. Get some nice damage. She should hopefully go down here, and she does. Great. So we're getting some really nice roam pressure off, which is very solid. And obviously ideal. Hopefully we are able to maintain a pretty high velocity gameplay. Not only because it's good, but because it's fucking fun. We're going to take Arcane Intellect because that's just going to help us manage our mana and help us push waves really quickly, which is obviously ideal if we are aiming to rotate with our high damage and CC. We are going to rotate back top. Kael is a much squishier the target than both Nazebo and Lyric, not to mention... Oh, let's go on this Lily here. I think I just missed that. That's really bad. Oh no. That's really unfortunate. But still, it's because I'm a bad player. Just going to again go back to rotating mid, making sure that above anything else we are focusing on getting that lane XP at all times. That is the priority. Diablo looking to come in. Probably not going to get too much out there. Nothing really bottom either. There aren't too many gems, although Kael'Thas does have a lot of gems, so naturally, not only as a damage dealer, but as like a because of the objective that he currently holds on to. We are going to be looking to prioritize getting rid of him from the current realm of existence. Easier said than done, of course, but you know, a guy can always dream. We come very close to picking him up there, but not quite enough. I feel like we're overextending a tad here, so I am going to back off, although there's a very real potential based off looking at what was going on that we weren't at all, and I'm actually just giving up free kills, which is never ideal. Valor's rotating mid, but I'm going to help her push in there purely because as a hero she's not the best pusher in the world. Once she burns her W, she's pretty susceptible to being pushed in. We are going to go help Raynor out. He's not the best pusher in the world himself, and Lily's actually an incredible jeweler. She actually gets so much done in relation to her one-on-one dueling between her healing and her blinds. Obviously very effective against heroes like Raynor. Do take way too much damage than I was planning on taking then. That's just because of bad positioning and tanking the minion wave a fair bit too much. Definitely should have been more conservative there. Frostbitten is taken by us at level 7 purely just because it provides a nice chunk of extra damage, particularly with Arcane Intellect in mind. We are going to be spamming as many spells as we can, and as a result, the more, what's the passive called? The more Frostbite we give to an enemy, the better. Now, we are definitely in trouble here, but we do get out just fine. Just fine. Not even close, Bubby. So we are just going to head back to base. There are currently no regeneration methods of which we can use to get back to full health. That's no big deal. Now the web weavers are pushing, which means obviously all our lanes are going to push for a little while. It's a curious question as to whether you should group with web weavers or not. Generally I like to maintain experience, so particularly until level 10, and then afterwards potentially group with web weavers. But beyond that, we saw very early that Raynor was not intending to group. As a result, the team needs to adapt to that decision from Raynor. Hopefully we don't lose any more teammates here, although it does look like we will. So we're going to back off and go soak mid, because there's nothing else we can do here at this moment. Kael has a lot of juicy little gems there. I'm very keen to steal off him. That Diablo charge goes a long way. Do take a little bit of extra damage from the blinding wind there, but that's no big deal. Raynor ends up taking her tower, and as you can see from choosing to not group, even though we lost a couple of kills, we do have a fairly notable experience lead that has definitely gone up over the period that the web weavers were alive. We're going to take Water Elemental at level 10 purely because against a comp like this, and I completely misclick on my Water Elemental, completely waste the ability. Against a comp like this, the sustained damage that the Water Elemental will provide is probably worth notably a fair bit more than, say, the burst damage the Ring of Frost would provide. If we had a burst comp that was all about immediately melting the enemy team, then Ring of Frost is incredibly powerful. However, when we're trying to melt through a couple of tanks, particularly with a team of full sustained damage dealers, that Water Elemental damage ends up to being a fairly large amount. Diablo looking to get in on it. Does like potentially could have killed me there. I think there's another person there. I think it's the Kael. Is it the Kael? I'm not sure. It might be the Kael. Not Kael, isn't the disgusting growth hell food. Let's be real. We drink Mountain Dew and eat Doritos, and that's our life. Not particularly, but still. We are going to keep picking up these gems. Lyric puts himself in a fairly risky position, and I unfortunately don't capitalize on it because I'm bad, but in that situation I definitely should have been positioned in a more aggressive manner and been able to capitalize on the Lyric's bad positioning in that situation. Gonna hand in because I see that obviously we do have enough to hand in. Now hopefully the team does group off the back of these web weavers. If we group bottom now, we can potentially get in a really powerful push, which is great. Although how much we'll be able to do with a comp like this is up to question, because we just don't have much initiation. I'm going to take a little bit of damage from spiders there. That's annoying. Gonna just kite away from them, although normally I wouldn't let them zone me out by any stretch of the imagination. Everybody's here, it's a party. Gonna summon the water elemental. Raynor's blocking me a little bit there, but not too bad. Hopefully we manage to get... This fight's just going everywhere. This is just a mess. Like, this is worse than the O.J. Simpson case, I swear to God. Really no team getting a definitive advantage over the other, just kind of aimlessly trading. And I think we can see from that our lack of any consistent CC from a tank is really hurting our ability to do anything. Look, we're going to take Stormfront. Normally I would take Ice Block, because I feel like it's just such a powerful survival mechanism. But due to the nature of our comp and the fact that... yeah, okay, Diablo. Due to the fact that it is the way that it is, and we have no tank, I feel like survivability is a little less important for us because we just have 5 threats. So rather, the best thing that we can do is potentially use the extra range to pseudo-initiate for our team. Hopefully this water elemental gets some nice damage out. Although he does get trapped. Potentially could have gotten him there if I'd been able to get off a couple of more autos, which I didn't due to bad play. We are going to rotate back top and try and just shove that wave in there. Maintain solid pushing. Now, more than anything, we're looking for a catch with like a Tyrande stun or even like a Jaina, just slow. With such minimal CC, we're just able to achieve very little. Unable to get much off there as well. Though we do get a little bit of poke with our old W. Now, hopefully, if we maintain a fairly solid rate of mana, we can just keep doing that. I potentially should have gone for the increase in at level 4, the increased radius on Snowstorm. In this situation, it could have been very useful. However, my decisions for going... Oh, this is really bad. Okay, that's okay, we're fine, because Tyrande does manage to heal us, and the enemy get into a pretty passive position, which is just fine. But back to the talent selection. Even though now we see that Snowstorm could have been a potential better talent choice, at the time it made more sense for me to go Arcane Intellect. But that's okay, we can't change the past. No point worrying about it. Except my ex-girlfriend. I'm just gonna worry about that constantly.
Sounds good.
We're just gonna push top. Just kidding, by the way. We're just gonna push top. I've never had a girlfriend. No, I'm kidding. We're just gonna push top and keep that experience soak up till level 16, where we get a big talent spike. I just should shut my mouth. Just never talk. Looking to get like pretty brawly here. We're just gonna make sure that we're shoving mid because we don't want to lose too much pressure while we're fighting, particularly these mercenaries. Oh, Nazeebo puts himself in a very risky position and does get blown up by my burst, which is phenomenal. We get a reasonable more off there, but nothing too phenomenal. We are going to summon the water elemental, hopefully kill that Diablo quickly, get rid of his lightning breath, do take out the Kael as well, get a slow onto Lily, hopefully we have the damage to finish her off. Does look like we will at the moment, but it's a Lily, so you can't make sure until she's dead. And we do go down in return, but we got the kill, so it's totally fucking worth To clarify, not worth it all, and I should be radically ashamed of myself. However, tunnel vision is fun, and that's why we play video games, and that's my justification. So as soon as we spawn, we're going to rotate bottom, pick that up, and then head back mid and rotate mid while my allied team, pushes with the boss. We are going to take northern exposure. Even though Ice Barrier and Snow Crash are both very solid, we don't really have the area of effect to make Snow Crash valuable right now. Northern Exposure gives a nice universal damage increase, which is just very safe. And Numbing Blast isn't too bad either. Ice Barrier gives a lot more protection, but because this comp doesn't really want Jaina frontlining, we're not going to worry about that. So we are just going to lock in the Northern Exposure and roll with it. Now our team's pretty easily taking care of that stuff up there, and as a result we do have the luxury of being able to do this. Wow, they just 4v5. See, for all you people worrying about, like, you know, what heroes should I play in Hero League and stuff, like, this is a quick match, mind you, but at the same time, I think this game features a couple of rank 1ers, so they're not all like bad players by any stretch of the imagination. I think it's a pretty terrible way to look at it. The point that I'm getting on though too is that comp ultimately is less of a determinant than skill. When people are of equal skill, that's when comp becomes extremely important. But if you're still aiming to improve and there's still clear holes in your gameplay, don't stress too much about finding your true elo. Just have fun, relax, and play heroes that you really like playing. Because, you know, why play games at the end of the day if you're just focusing on kind of forcing yourself into an almost slavish approach to the ranked system. Now again, we're just going to be trying to aim to stay with the team as much as possible and get off some more Tirana catches with her stun on the E. Very powerful, high range ability. Or a potential devouring maw catch could be lovely too. We are going to be aiming to just push these waves out as well. What's new? Pick up the hard camp, which is great. We probably would like to push with them, as there's nothing else that's going to really be going on the map for a while. Put ourselves in a pretty risky position for some damage, but I like to play like an idiot, so that's cool. Do see that we have enough gems to turn in and pick up a web weaver, so we are going to do that as well, particularly with the mercs. These mercs are about to despawn, for anybody that doesn't know. You can tag them before you summon the web weavers or any other objective, and they will remain in play. This is a free catch of Diablo. Yeah, that he just practically killed himself there. We aren't going to use too many abilities right now, particularly because Juggling Thousand Cups has just gone out. Kael takes a nice chunk of damage there, although we should probably just back off here and just focus on getting... Oh! No, we are going fairly hard. That's okay, the Water Elemental should be able to pick up Kael'Thas. Although he does get away on a very low amount of health. I missed the Nazebo completely because I'm bad, but we should be able to pick him up nonetheless. And this should turn into just a pretty easy, clear, game-ending push. Pretty strange game, I gotta say. Pretty weird team comp that we got matched up with. But hey, it ended up going alright. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully look forward to seeing you again next time. As always, Zuko out. Take care in the Nexus. Love you guys. See you soon.